This is Steve Smith Sr. apologizing for his role. He's sleeping with a married woman who works for the Baltimore Ravens. Steve Smith played for the Baltimore Ravens at one point. This woman's husband put out information, including voicemails, I believe, exposing the fact that Steve Smith, who's married, was sleeping with his wife. Let's watch Steve Smith's this first video. I believe this is Steve Smith Sr. Apologizing. Play shot 7.
Hey, yo, Steve.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you've been f***ing my wife, bro. What you gotta say for yourself?
I'm sorry.
You're sorry? You f***ing knew she was married. You're not a f***ing idiot, man. You're f***ing Steve Smith Sr. What kind of dumb shit was that? Why are you quiet, man? Be a f***ing man. Steve. You ain't a fucking man, bro. All that shit you do on fucking TV, all that shit talking you do to other people. Now someone's got you on the fucking phone, you can't even fucking man up.
All right, so that was the husband confronting Steve Smith. Some people, and I believe Shannon Sharpe and Ochocinco would be among these people. I believe on Nightcap, they're questioning like, hey, why is this man, he should be upset with his wife, not Steve Smith Sr. Let's play Shannon Sharpe and Ocho talking about this. Let's play that clip.
Well, listen, he said he's sorry. He said he's sorry, Unc. Now listen, this is what you don't do. This is as a man, understanding, you know, that's my wife, girlfriend, someone you're seeing, someone you're talking to. You never confront the individual because Steve Smith Sr. owes you no loyalty.
Steve Smith ain't married to you, bro.
She's not married. Steve is not married to you. You talk to your wife. You check your wife, and that goes for any and everybody. I know a lot of people, you want to crash out about your woman and all this stuff, man.
Or your man.
Or your man. Listen, it goes both ways. It always comes down to me again. Understand who you're marrying. Understand human nature. Human nature is undefeated. I'm gonna say that as well. I don't care how people come off. I don't care how innocent they may seem. I don't care how much they tell you they love you. When certain opportunities present themselves, they gonna go.
So I'm gonna say this. I disagree with both of these guys in terms of, because I'm sure this man has had a conversation with his wife or ex-wife or whatever. I'm sure he has confronted her, but I think he has every right to confront Steve Smith Sr. as well. And this whole deal of like, hey, I have no control. If certain opportunities present themselves, I have no discipline, I have no control, I have no honor. And let me go ahead and cop and say, I have slept with a married woman. Just let me go ahead. That's on me. That's on me. And no matter how I justified it, and I did justify it, because my justification was I'm just keeping it real because I don't want anybody to think I'm some sort of a saint. But my justification was, man, I was tapping that before you ever married her. That was mine before. And so what was mine then is this is the mentality I was in. What was mine then is always mine. And so again, I've committed this crime, but that's a bad look for me. And if the man had found out and it confronted me, I wouldn't be saying like, no, I'll take that up with your girl. That's on me. That's a bad look for me. It's a lack of ethics on my part. Anyway, your thoughts. Bitcoin isn't going anywhere, so why not start stacking some today? The Fold app gives you Bitcoin rewards when you buy gift cards. At Amazon, Uber, DoorDash, and Home Depot, over 50 national merchants. Go to foldapp.com/Whitlock right now or scan the QR code on your screen. New users get a Bitcoin bonus with their first gift card purchase. Start earning Bitcoin rewards today. Fold app.
Look, I used to have that revenge mentality, and sometimes it still rises up in me. But, thinking about the past, I would say, you cheat, I cheat, we Cheetos, you know. But the reality of it is, if you black my eye and I turn around and black your eye, it's not going to get rid of the black eye that I have. My black eye is still going to be there. So that's what I want people to understand. You can go and get revenge. It's not going to do away with the pain that you feel for the betrayal of this person that stood before God and made vows with you. That's not going to go away just because you go and see somebody else's marriage go up in flames, or you go and sleep with somebody else. That pain will still be there. And so I think that this man needs to deal with the pain and the betrayal that he feels from his wife, because no matter how much you put on the internet, no matter what Stephen says or whatever, your pain is going to be there, because we are all humans. We all have emotions, and that has to be dealt with.
So, and totally agree with you. Now we got two black eyes instead of one, and that doesn't help anybody. And so, Jason Whitlock, at my age now, with all the life experience, I would be right there with you. This man appears to be about 40, 42. I don't know what his wife was, and he's dealing with a lot of pain and a lot of embarrassment, and who knows what else? Because you're talking about a pro athlete, you're talking about a loose woman, you're talking about a loose dude, and who knows what has been brought into their marriage, STDs, who knows? And so this man initially giving into some revenge, not defending it, not saying it's the right thing to do, but this whole mentality that somehow he looks weak, I disagree with. And I think that for Shannon Sharpe, who's the same age as me, and Ocho, who's probably just 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 years younger than me, for them to sit there and say, hey, that man don't owe you nothing. He's just a wolf out there with no sexual discipline, and he don't owe you nothing. It's about, at some point, you have to understand, what do you owe yourself? And more importantly, what do you owe God? And obviously, Nightcap isn't a show about what you owe God. And for most people, no one thinks about what they owe God. They're living in the world. All they can think about is what they owe themselves. And so Ocho's going to promote that mentality. Hey, man, all I owe myself is an ejaculation. That's what's most important to me. And if this woman's willing to give it to me, this or that. But at some point, I like to say, as older people, it's our job to pass on wisdom, not to continue building a brand, not to continue, I'm the most macho, tough guy. At some point, it's got to be beyond clicks. It's got to be beyond brand. It's got to be beyond just, hey, I want to look tough. And there has to be a higher level. And it's funny. I bet you Ocho and Shannon consider themselves pro-black. And they're giving you a peek into the mentality of the pro-blacks. They're not pro-black. They're pro themselves, period. They owe no other man anything, not the respect of what he's put it. And you've already heard me plead guilty that I've been there and have done this. And so I'm not trying to disassociate. I've been in that poisonous mentality. At some point, you have to come up out of it. At some point, you have to explain to young people and others, hey, that's just not the way. You're not rewarded. Society's not rewarded. The institution of marriage, which is a godly covenant. And I'm telling you, both Ocho and Shannon, I'm sure privately would claim some sort of faith. They have no interest in living out that faith. They have no interest in spelling out or living up to any of the promises in that faith. These lukewarm, ice cold Christians are the bane of society. I'll give you the final thought on this, Shamika.
Now, I was just thinking, Jason, you're right. Once you get older, we do have to give wisdom back to the people. I just can't help thinking about how when Diamond came in the house and Ebony was in there with her bedroom, in her bedroom with her boyfriend, and she went and got her gun out of the shoebox. That would be me. I'm just thinking,
Hold on, what are we talking about? Waiting to exhale? What
Players
are we
Club.
talking?
Players
Club. Oh, okay.
Ended up, and her cousin was in the bathroom. They always show that little meme where she in the bathroom crying and she thinks she has left the house. I'm all over the place. I got some good wisdom for you, but listen, cheating I just think that goes too far. I don't like it. I think it's wrong. And so I understand the man being very upset. I just, feel like the internet is not going to make you feel better. I just don't think it's going to help him.
Help us grow the Fearless Army. Pound that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with all your fearless friends.